What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Genius Life. Yes, today I'm going to be talking about H2Oi 2K17. And the only reason why I'm starting to talk about it now and not before in 2017 was simply because I finally decided to go through all my footages and I started editing them. And I'm like, yo, this is a crazy story. I have to let you guys know about this. H2Oi is a 3-day event for Volkswagens and Audis. Why is it called H2O? It's simply because those car manufacturers, Volkswagen and Audi, are water-cooled import cars. The reason why I took part in this whole event is because ever since I moved here in Maryland, I've been very, very active in the car community. I have a car page on Instagram called Car Meet Coverage. It's all about cars, cars, cars. There's a whole lot of car meets here in Maryland, and I take parts in all of them. People will hire me to cover their event as far as like photo shoots or video shoots and all of that. To get back to what we're talking about, this was my first H2Oi experience. I've heard a lot of stories about it. Cars getting pulled over left or right, cars getting pulled over for being too low, aka slammed. H2Oi happened to be canceled, but come to find out that the real action happened on the strip. I packed up all my gear, very little clothing, the necessities to brush my teeth and, bathe or whatever. As we get closer to H2O, which is in Ocean City, Maryland, man, I started seeing cars from left to right on the highway. So I'm like, oh, we almost there, we almost here. So we pass the bridge, right, to enter the city. I kid you not, as soon as we got to the strip, at the light to the strip, I looked on my left, I looked on my right, there was cop sirens everywhere with a car pulled over and cars just flying up and down the strip. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I felt like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, yo, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna shoot first? What am I gonna shoot last? So I'm like, yo, let's shoot everything. There's car meets everywhere. Like you could pull up in the back of a store. There's a car meet going on and it's jumping. Within the 2 hours I was there, at least I would say over 150 cars got pulled over. No exaggeration. The reason why they're getting pulled over is because they're burning out and drifting on the street. And everybody is just lined up on the sidewalk, just basically telling them, yeah, do a donut, do a burnout, send it. So I'm like, yeah, send it. I'm trying to get it on video. As we're riding down the strip, I'm filming every car that passes by because to me, they're all brand new builds that I've never seen before. Throughout the whole night, as I'm getting all my shots, we see cops just flying up and down, an ambulance and then a helicopter. So I'm like, yo, dude, what happened? Come to find out, a cop hit a pedestrian running the red light. It was real. Throughout the whole night, I ended up getting some shots. By the time I knew it, it was 4 a.m. and that's when I'm laying in the bed. Anyway, the next morning we woke up at 9 o'clock. Lord have mercy. We ended up going to the car wash. It was like a party at the car wash. Guys burning out in the middle of the street. It wasn't the only car wash there that was busy. There was a car wash right next to it. There was another car wash down the street. There was another car wash up the street. The car community brought a lot of business down there to Ocean City, automotive wise and food wise, because everybody just wanted to eat junk and whatnot. Luckily, there was some vegan spots that I was able to get some food from and not die. Just going around meeting a lot of people through the car wash, I was able to set up a lot of photo shoots. I was able to set up a lot of video shoots. And that's something that I was looking forward to down there. And throughout my whole time going down there, there was this one specific car I was looking for. His Instagram tag name is @MustangKyle. He went to H2O at like 600 followers. By the time I saw his car on Instagram, he already had hit 80,000 followers. So I'm like, God damn, but his car is freaking crazy nasty. So I'm like, yo, I gotta find him, I gotta get him. So throughout the whole day, we're going through car meets and there was just traffic everywhere. I was telling the person I was riding with, yo, just drop me off here. I'm gonna call you later after I do my photo shoots. I'm just gonna walk the strip and see what I get. Man, as I'm walking the strip, every time I get to a corner and I look to my left and look to my right, there was a car shoot going on or some car-to-car meet happening. I'm like, damn, yo, this place is live. I was walking next to these dudes that was yelling across the street to these other dudes. I stopped for a minute to calibrate my camera and whatnot. Further down, I see these guys getting into a fight. I pulled out my camera on some World Star-ish and I started videotaping. It was a black guy and a white guy. As soon as the cop came, instantly put the cuffs on the black guy. I'm like, yo, what the hell? The white guy started the fight, won. The white guy came over and started the argument, but the cops didn't care about none of that. They just came and saw the black guy beating him up, and that's that. It was this chick with this big body Beamer. Oh my God, the BMW was clean. I shot her and I shot another different car, and then I ended up meeting with my boys again and jumped in the car, and we went to like this secret location that they were having like this car meet. But it was like very secretive because there's this dude named Crispy and he's pretty big in the car community, kind of like international. He was doing like this signing event to where he was signing off merch and goods and stuff like that. So we went over there, we checked it out. It was pretty cool. And then of course the cops came and shut it down like always. We tried to go back to a few meets that was jumping at the time at a Burger King. Yo, got to the Burger King, I'm telling you, cops is over there like crazy. Everybody's just like wilding the hell out. Since the cops couldn't get through with their cars, they had to hop on the horses. They started spraying stuff everywhere. They ended up having to shut down the Burger King. It was early as hell. It was like 8 o'clock p.m. With all that said, we're like, all right, you know what, whatever, I'm hungry. There's a vegan spot that was up the street and I'm like, yo, I'm about to head up there and get me some tacos, some vegan tacos. As we approach the restaurant, and I'm going in, I've already put in my order and whatnot. All of a sudden, we just see helicopter cars just flying down the strip. And we're like, yo, what the hell happened? I'm like, hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna find out what happened real quick and I'll be right back to pick up my food. We just went about like 18 blocks down the strip and we see helicopter cars just parked in that one location and they all had their sirens on, blocking different intersections. There was traffic everywhere. We ended up finding parking at this bootleg spot and we started running to the scene. As we're running, I realized that everybody realized that there's no cops on the street. It was a zoo. Cars was just skidding everywhere. And this one dude, I promise you, this one dude, he had to be the bravest dude throughout the whole weekend. He ended up doing 3 donuts in the middle of the highway. It was a 3-lane strip and this guy just burned it all out and ran. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. It was like a whole hour and a half. No cops was on the strip and they all was on that same location. So happened my partner came back. I'm like, yo, what happened with the cops? 2 cops got hit by a car and the dude got out the car. He decided to jump in the water and decided to swim away like it was Grand Theft Auto 5. And I'm like, what? So we went back for my food and my food was super cold. The third day now, we just knew, yo, we didn't want to stay and hit traffic because a 3-hour drive would have been a 7-hour drive. My partners was asking me, yo, you want me to buy you McDonald's for breakfast or not? I'm like, nah, man, I'm good, bro. Trust me, I'm good. I ended up having to wait to get home to eat. By the time I got home, I found Trudy on the stove, where she's always at. As I'm here telling her the story, she had like this disappointed face. And I'm like, what happened? You know, she was very, very disappointed in me for participating in an event like that. Yes, it was wrong. The streets was destroyed in Ocean City. Am I ashamed? No. That was my story of H2Oi 2017. It was freaking crazy. I hope you enjoy it.